All right, hello and welcome everybody. Thank you for tuning into Fate Seal MTG. I am Crex, your host, and today we are trying out Lantern Control version 4.2.3. Now, the big thing that I've changed about this version as opposed to the other versions is those 3 flex sideboard slots that previously have had the Necromentas and the Damping Spheres and such. I have now replaced with Torpor Orb. So, Black-White Blink is on the rise, and with the new card getting printed, the Ketramos or whatever it's called. Yeah, this one. This guy right here. This is gonna cause a bit of a splash in the Black-White Blink deck, I think. It's going to be very good, I think, and a lot of people are going to be playing it, which means that Black-White Blink is probably going to be on the rise. I'm not playing this in Lantern, of course. But I want to hedge against this a little bit, so I've decided to put 3 Torpor Orbs in the sideboard. My sideboard plan for Black-White Blink includes bringing in those Torpor Orbs and the Meathook Massacres, and just taking out a smattering of stuff that doesn't matter as much in the matchup. So I'm going to go ahead and run this through a league and see how I do. Give me just a moment. I'll have round 1 started for y'all. All right, we have won the die roll against Impact 36 Inc. I will be on the play. With this hand, these opals are a bit interesting, aren't they? This would be a bit better if one of these opals were a land. I think I will keep it, but I could see this going very wrong very quickly. Looks like they're taking a minute to decide what they want to do with their hand. Oh, or they are taking a second to reset their connection. Okay, that's fine. We'll take our percentage points where we can get them. Well, is this just going to be yet another instance of us sitting here for 24 minutes waiting for our opponent to time out? We haven't actually timed out an opponent yet. At least, not that way. Sad. Here we go. And it's a Leyline Axe that they put onto the battlefield, huh? Okay. Well, let's go ahead and fetch here. I'm going to grab my Overgrown Tomb. I will pay the 2 life. And I'm going to Inquisition my opponent. Huh. Okay. Well, that's a hand that you can keep. Let's take the Stoneforge Mystic. Hallowed Fountain is tapped. Another land here would be lovely. We didn't find one. Let's go ahead and cast this Stirrings, looking for one. That is a Lantern of Insight, huh? Well, I'd love to take that, but I don't think I can afford to right now. These Mox Opals kinda not looking great. Not gonna lie, Mox Opals are not looking fantastic. Let me look. So I could take Swamp and discard them again, or I could just play the Pyxis out. I could take Lantern and kinda slow roll everything. What would that look like? That would mean next turn I play Lantern, turn after that I play Pyxis, and only then I have access to Thoughtseize? Is my opponent having such a bad time that I think that I can get away with that? Yeah, let's try it. All right. But yeah, opals are not looking fantastic here. Possibly I could have mulliganed this hand. Maybe I just need to lower my opal count. That's entirely possible. Lava Spur Boots on the Memnite. They have opal online if they want it. Oh, and that's a land. Okay, so we just get to do everything here. I will go ahead and play out Lantern now. That is an Urza's Saga on top of their deck. I don't think I want that there. Let's go ahead and play out this Mox Opal now. And I'm going to Thoughtseize our opponents. Mox Opal and Ornithopter. I think I will take the Ornithopter. And let's go ahead and exile the top card of everyone's deck. Okay. So we have this pretty much under control now. They're going to equip the Leyline Axe here. It's going to hit for 6 now. All right. Their hand is empty. I'm going to take 6. Go ahead and play out this Fomori Vault now. Okay. And I've got this Assassin's Trophy as an insurance policy here that I'm definitely going to need to use. But, Colossus Hammer. Without the Leyline, without the Memnite in play, then they're going to have to start equipping to Inkmoth Nexus. And that's going to become very expensive very quickly. Let's go ahead and kill this Memnite. And that's going to slow my opponent down considerably. That's a Stoneforge Mystic. I really don't want them having that. So I will go ahead and exile here. Battlefield Improvisation. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. If that creature is attacking, you may attach any number of equipment you control to it. How interesting. So what they could do is they could... Oh, they could majorly screw me here. I do not believe that I can allow them to draw that. I think I'm going to exile with Pyxis now. Yeah, I'm just going to have to take my medicine here, I think. I can activate Fomori Vault. I'll discard this Thoughtseize. I'm going to try and find something nice. And I find an Urza Saga, which I will then play as my land for turn. And they can go ahead and draw this Leyline Axe. So the best that they can really do now is they can equip Leyline Axe to this Inkmoth Nexus. And that's going to put me on a bit of a clock. But I don't think it's that big of a deal. Oh, there's an Ensnaring Bridge that I would really love to have. What do I do here? I can discard one of these two cards to this Fomori Vault and grab the Ensnaring Bridge now. I think I'm going to play out the Polluted Delta, and I'm going to pass turn. I've got this under control, though. Windswept Heath is down. Yeah, I think we're okay. I think we're okay. Wait, no, we are not okay. Oops, we are not okay. They can equip Lava Spur Boots to the Inkmoth Nexus. Ooh, that is embarrassing. Perhaps I should have dug for a Pithing Needle for the Inkmoth Nexus. Yeah, wow, look at that. They can equip Inkmoth, they can equip the Leyline Axe and the Lava Spur Boots, and that's just game. Wow, I wish I had seen that. And my Assassin's Trophy is in the yard, so I can't even dig for it. Yeah, you got it. All right. Well, that's game. That's embarrassing. If I had simply just seen that coming, then I think I would have played this out a little bit differently. Okay. Well, that's just me not paying enough attention to the board state, I think. Happens. Okay, so this is mono white stuff. Now, Trophy is not going to be as good as Nature's Claim, so I think those can just come in. I don't think that Meathook Massacre is really where I want to be. I believe that Grafdigger's Cage can come out safely, but I want Underworld Cookbook in, I think. Now, what else do I want to do? How does my discard suite look? I think my discard suite is okay. I don't think I need to play to their hand as much as I need to play to the board. Might even take out the Duress. And if I take out the Duress, then what am I bringing in? Maybe I do bring in another Assassin's Trophy. I could take out an additional Thoughtseize, and I could bring in 2 Assassin's Trophies. Is the Profane Tutor fast enough? I think the Profane Tutor might be fast enough with all of this removal that I've brought in. I'll go ahead and submit like this. I will be on the play. This hand... This hand has no interaction in it, and that worries me. I think I'm going to mulligan. This is much better, I think. I'm going to keep, and I'm going to bottom one of these Mishra's Baubles. All right, so now the big thing is, how do I want to play out this Mishra's Bauble? Polluted Delta just has to fetch here, so I'm not even going to bother worrying about that. And I am going to possibly play out the Codex Shredder. I think it depends on what's on top of my deck here. There's an Ancient Stirrings. I kind of want the Ancient Stirrings, so I'm going to Inquisition my opponent. All right, and we've got a decent hand. I am going to take the Stoneforge Mystic out of this hand. And here I'm really just looking for Ensnaring Bridge. How many discard spells did I take out? I took out 2 of them, so I've got 2 Thoughtseizes left in the deck. Okay, I think that's all right. Let's go ahead and cast Ancient Stirrings. Yeah, I think I'm just going to take a Mycosynth Gardens here. Yeah, I'm just going to take a Mycosynth Gardens. And let's play out our Codex Shredder. And we're kind of treading water here for a little bit. Really would love to hit an Ensnaring Bridge for sure. They binned a Mox Opal off of their Surveil land. Drawing wild here. That Flooded Strand is down. That's an Urza Saga. That's really good. I don't think that they're going to be using their graveyard. Ooh, hit the Pithing Needle. That's huge. That is a Lantern of Insight. That's a big deal as well. That is a Mox Opal. Not a Mox Opal. That is a Thoughtseize on top of my deck, which is really nice. So now I've got some options. I can Pithing Needle something, or I can just hold open Nature's Claim. Actually, I could just claim the Saga right now. I think I might do that. I'm going to put a stop on their draw step, and I'm going to see what they have underneath their deck here. They have 5 cards in hand. I actually know their hand right now. Yeah, I'm going to Nature's Claim their Urza Saga. I just don't want them getting the constructs out of that thing. That's an Inkmoth Nexus. I already knew about that. And I will mill their Pure Steel Paladin here. It's another Pure Steel Paladin, huh? All right, let's go ahead and Thoughtseize. And I will take the Pure Steel Paladin here. Okay, let us hope that there is nothing good underneath of this. That's fantastic. So now they have 2 Battlefield Improvisations in hand. I believe I am priced into Pithing Needle on Inkmoth Nexus. Oops, Inkmoth Nexus. All right, and now my opponent's entire hand is basically dead. All right, that's Mox Opal down, that's Windswept Heath down. And this turn, I can make a copy of my Codex Shredder with the Mycosynth Gardens, and I can start digging for a Lantern of Insight. Yeah, Surge of Salvation I just don't care about right now. Okay, that is a Plains. And I will fetch my Surveil Land here. Surveil Land counter at 1, for those who are keeping track at home. I do not want a Mishra's Bauble. I will gladly mill that. Let's go ahead and mill myself here. There's a Blooming Marsh. Let's go ahead and copy the Codex Shredder. All right, and now we're in a pretty decent spot. My opponent has no threats, so all I have to do is keep them off of creatures, and we are good to go. And I can always use my spare milling power to just mill myself into more draw control. And yeah, I will not allow them to have that Urza Saga. No way in heck. Plains is fine. Oh, well, they played the Plains. Who could have guessed? Leyline Axe is actually okay because they have no creatures. Ooh, Urza Saga of my own. Let's not mill that. And maybe we'll just win this game with good old-fashioned creature beatdown. This game is not locked up by any means, but it is looking very good. I'm going to allow them to draw this Consign to Memory. I am not needing this Thoughtseize, though. I'd love to mill myself into another Mill Rock or another Urza Saga. I'll take that. All right. Let's go ahead and create the Construct and F6. Consign to Memory is fine. And I win the game. Okay. Well, that was a pretty solid dismantling of their deck, I think. The discard spells were more handy than I thought. John, they could consign chapters 2 and 3 of my Urza Saga, but if they're spending 2 draw steps to deal with one of my cards, then I am more than happy to handle that. I've got control over draws. I don't need to mill them into threats in order to more lock down a game that I've already got under control. So consigns are fine because they don't materially threaten me. They just slow me down a little bit. But if none of us are doing anything, then I win. So I'm perfectly happy with just giving up my Urza Saga to blank 2 of their draw steps. Okay, so what do I think about this sideboard plan? I think it's fine. Profane Tutor's going to be a little bit slow on the draw. I still have not found an ensnare. I have not cast an ensnaring bridge this entire match yet. I remember back in the day. Ooh, this is a hand. I can choose to keep this hand. I am going to choose to keep this hand. I remember back in the day, in the 2 months where Lurrus was legal in Modern, we were actually testing out a bridge without a build without ensnaring bridge because Lurrus was just that strong. I'm going to... Do I think that they're going to make a play here, or do I not think that they're going to make a play? I think that I can afford to just hold up mana. I can fetch my Surveil Land if I don't have anything else going on. I don't have to play out this Codex Shredder quite yet. They milled a land off of their Surveil Land here. Are they shocking in this Hallowed Fountain? They are. They're going to play a slower game with Stoneforge Mystic. That's fine. They revealed a Colossus Hammer. That is an Ornithopter. Yeah, I think I'm just going to fetch a Surveil land here. I don't need to commit to anything right now. I do not want another land. And what I can do is I can either start playing out my stuff, and I can just hold open a Nature's Claim. Like, I could either play out Pyxis, Codex Shredder, and get completely blown out by a Colossus Hammer. I could hold up both Nature's Claims, or I could just take a middle-of-the-road approach here and play out one Pyxis, and then continue to hold open Nature's Claim. This Underground Mortuary is just so nice. That is Surveil land counter at 2 for those keeping track. That is a Colossus Hammer. You got a Pure Steel Paladin. You got something else. They're just attacking with their Stoneforge Mystic. That's it, huh? I am going to Nature's Claim their Urza Saga. I don't want to worry about that right now. I'm not going to exile with Pyxis. That is a Mox Opal. That's huge. Mox Opal allows me to do this. I can now play out this Mox Opal, and I can cast Ancient Stirrings, and I can try digging for a Lantern of Insight. They don't have that Colossus Hammer in hand anymore. That's a Lantern of Insight. We take those. Yeah. And now I can play out Lantern, and I can continue to hold open Nature's Claim. This is just fantastic. I don't really want them having a Consign to Memory at this stage of the game. I want this Ensnaring Bridge to resolve. Do I need an Ancient Stirrings? I'm going to give myself the option of keeping Ancient Stirrings on top of my deck. So I am going to leave that there. Windswept Heath is fine. They're likely to play that as their land for the turn. They did not. They're just swinging for 1. Going to set a stop at the block stage here. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. If that creature is attacking, you may attach any number of equipment you control to it. Yeah, I'll go ahead and Nature's Claim their Colossus Hammer now. Do I actually want to do this? Yeah, I'll go ahead and do this. All right. That's a nice combat trick there. This game is not wrapped up by any means, by the way. So do I want to get my hand completely empty here? Oh, I should have milled the Urza Saga. That's not good. I could take a Mishra's Bauble and bank a draw. I think I will do that. Because what I really want here is a discard spell just to check my opponent's hand. Yeah, I really should have milled their Urza Saga. That's not good. There's a Colossus Hammer. I think I have to risk that Colossus Hammer just being there, though. Oof. Yep, that's annoying. Now, do I let them draw this Colossus Hammer or not? They have 1 unknown card in hand. If that unknown card in hand is a Pure Steel Paladin, then I'm in trouble. If it's an improvisation, then I'm in trouble. They haven't shown that they have a Colossus Hammer in hand. I believe they would have just played that out in one of the previous turns. I think I'm not going to let them have it. Leyline Axe is better, I guess. Still not fantastic. Windswept Heath is finally down, and they still have 1 unknown card in hand, by the way. At least Consigned to Memory is not on top of their deck anymore. And we are just in Pure Steel Paladin mode now. They're going to go ahead and put in the Leyline Axe, but they do not have 3... Oh, they do have 3 artifacts now. So they can swing for 2 with this Ornithopter. Okay. Mox Opal is down. This now has equip 0. I'm going to take a hit for 2 here. And I'm officially on notice. Maybe I should have taken that Ensnaring Bridge. All right, I'm going to draw off of this Mishra's Bauble now. Yeah, I'm taking... How much? I'm taking 3, 6, 7. So I'm going to be put to 5. It's pretty much free to just mill myself here, I think. That is a Thoughtseize. I really don't want to draw that Thoughtseize. I think I'm going to draw it anyway. And I'm really going to do my best to dig myself into an answer to what they have going on right now. Let's go ahead and cast this Thoughtseize. Just hit myself for 2 for no reason. And I'm going to fall to 2 life. This is quite uncomfortable. And we are in Dig for Bridge or Bust. Windswept Heath. Playing that as a land for turn. I'm going to take my medicine. Okay, and I need to find an answer to what they're doing here. That's not an answer. I'm going to copy Codex Shredder here. Dang, I'm kind of regretting not taking that, not taking the Ensnaring Bridge when I had the chance. I had a chance to take Ensnaring Bridge with Ancient Stirrings, it just didn't do it. Oh, there's a bridge. Okay, we're fine. Everyone was panicking for no reason. Sometimes you just have a 3rd Ensnaring Bridge. Okay. Now, this can still equip, but it cannot equip at instant speed, which is a fairly big deal. This Leyline Axe is just going to be a cantrip. Yeah, that was a bit close. That was a bit uncomfortable. Whenever an equipment you control enters, you may draw a card. So that means that they can turn this into an instant speed cantrip even, because of Stoneforge Mystic. But they're not even going to bother. They're going to have a Nettle Cyst in hand. They can cast this and they can fetch first before they do it. If they're going to break out of the lock, this is where they do it. Yeah, that didn't work the way that they wanted it to work. Yeah, if they have the combat trick, then that is going to be lethal, so I can't allow them to draw that. I think I have to let them have this Pure Steel Paladin. I don't think that I can afford to mill that with Pyxis right now. Now, if they let me untap, then I will consider milling it. In fact, I think I'm going to draw this Pithing Needle here, and I'm going to put this on Stoneforge Mystic to get rid of their instant speed ability to work through my lock. I'm gonna wait until their upkeep here. Okay, and we are mostly in control of this game. Not fully in control of this game. Inkmoth Nexus is fine, and Consigned to Memory is perfectly fine. I'm gonna let them draw that all day. I do not care. All right, we're good. We got 4 Mill Rocks. They have a cantrip in hand. Consigned to Memory. I do not believe I will allow them to draw this Stoneforge Mystic. So I'm going to exile the top card of everyone's deck here. Come on, easy mode. Just give me a land. Just give me a land. Ornithopter is fine, actually. They already have an Ornithopter in play. Oh, and it's another Ornithopter, huh? Okay. And this Assassin's Trophy is most certainly going to be hitting their Pure Steel Paladin here. I'm not even going to bother with the lock right now. Although I guess I could have milled a card out of their hand for free, huh? Milled a card out of their deck for free, because they're just going to be shuffling here. No need to get Instantitis, just do it now. Ornithopter is down. Consigned to Memory is still in hand. Yeah, they can't have that. That's fine. Leyline Axe is in hand. Leyline Axe is not in hand. And I think I am going to start winning the game here. I will start with Pyxis, and they can't have that. Okay, that's fine. I'm not going to worry about it too terribly much. Another Pyxis would be nice. It's likely going to get hit by their Consigned to Memory that they've been sandbagging for a while, though. And I win the match. Okay, so after throwing game 1, we got there. I kind of made a mistake in this one, too. Probably should have taken that Ensnaring Bridge off of the Ancient Stirrings, just thinking about what they could have. I saw Consigned to Memory in game 2, so perhaps I should have thought about that a little bit more. But a win's a win. I'll go ahead and take it. On to round 2. All right, we have started round 2 versus Prescienced. Hello, Prescienced. I will be on the draw against you. Do I want this hand? This hand has Trophy and Profane Tutor in it, yes. It's got Lantern of Insight and Mishra's Bauble in it. I don't know. Like, this hand really wants land number 4. Like, 2 colorless lands is a bit much. It doesn't have discard, it doesn't have bridge, it doesn't have the other half of the lock. I think it's a bit slow. I think I'm going to mulligan. Yeah, this is better. And on average, I think I would want to get rid of Assassin's Trophy here, I think. Although I could get rid of Ensnaring Bridge number 2, but I think I might want to keep Ensnaring Bridge number 2. Let's see if I end up regretting this decision. I don't think I'm going to regret this decision. They're playing Scalding Tarn. Maybe they're playing Twin. They could be playing Twin. I think I'm going to just play my card. Are they going to force this? No, that is an arid mesa. Maybe I will regret this. At least the Underworld Cookbook is on top of my library. That's very nice. Maybe they are on energy and it's just a weird start. Or they have Flooded Strand? Oh, it's Jeskai Control. Okay, so they got Flooded Strand. All right, I officially want to discard spell. Tamiyo is down. They shocked in a Sacred Foundry to play Faithless Looting, huh? Okay, so Lage is in hand and Snapcaster Mage. The big thing I want to find here is a discard spell. Needle for Tamiyo would be nice too. They discarded Flage and Counterspell. I'll take a Grafdigger's Cage. I'll take a lot of things here, actually. Ooh, that is a Grafdigger's Cage. I can, while they're tapped out. Oh, that's such a high value target right there. Oh, I really want that. Yeah, I'm gonna fire off this Ancient Stirrings right now. Oh, but that's an Urza Saga. Oh man. Oh man, do I Urza Saga? And no, I need to grab the Grafdigger's Cage now while they don't have any means of interacting with it, I think. And now I'm going to go ahead and fetch basic Swamp here. It's a Pithing Needle for the Tamiyo. That's really good. Grafdigger's Cage comes down. Mox Opal comes down. Underworld Cookbook comes down. Okay. All right, well, that wasn't terrible. Grafdigger's Cage will shut off Flashback of Faithless Looting. It'll shut off Flage. And it will shut off the Snapcaster Mage that I know they have in their hand. So I really wanted to get that Grafdigger's Cage going. Now, unfortunately, I don't know what they have in their hand, so they could very easily just have a Wrath of the Skies and completely blow me out here. Especially with that Tune the Narrative on turn 1, that worries me. But then again, Urza Saga wouldn't have helped with that. This Tamiyo, man. I think I just have to play like they don't have the Wrath. Alright, so they're going to draw a Spell Snare. And what? Attune the Narrative. They discarded double Snapcaster Mage. Wow. Okay. And I think that Pithing Needle on Tamiyo is more important than anything else right now. So I will just go ahead and drop that. These Ensnaring Bridges are kind of just rotting in my hand right now. Oh, if they have a counterspell for this, this is gonna suck. Looks like they might have one. Yeah, they have a counterspell. All right. Well, that Tamiyo is going to pop in a couple of turns, and I'm going to feel very bad. Okay, I need an answer to this Tamiyo right now, which means it's time for a Lantern Shuffle. Ugh, feels bad. That's not an answer to Tamiyo, but that is an Urza Saga. Yeah, this is a really good deck. They're just going to go ahead and pop off now. They still have to actually answer the stuff that I have in play for the most part. But they're going to be able to do that really easily. They can just drop a Wrath of the Skies next turn. Snapcaster Mage is down. I don't even get to see what they draw. They're just going to draw half their deck, put it into their hand. And now they can just Wrath of the Skies for X equals 1 and blow me out. There's no way on earth they don't have access to that right now. Yeah, here they go. See? Do they even need to do X equals 1? They can just do X equals 0 and get much of the same effect? Yeah. Okay. Well, this game is lost. Oh yeah, they get to keep their Tamiyo because Wrath of the Skies doesn't hit Planeswalkers. This game's definitely lost. I'm going to continue playing it out just to get more info from my opponent. And I'm not going to bother doing anything else here. But yeah, this game's over. You know, I would have felt better about this matchup if I had some actual disruption. Maybe if I had kept that Assassin's Trophy instead of the Ensnaring Bridges that are in my hand, then I would have had a better time. Yeah, I'm just going to make them kill me. Quite surprised that they did not escape Flage last turn. They're just going to go ahead and Snapcaster, maybe grab a Tune the Narrative off of this. They're taking a non-zero amount of time to make all of these decisions as well. Like, they could have just escaped Flage and then went straight to combat, just F6 through everything. But they chose not to. They didn't even cast the Tune the Narrative. Which, I mean, at this point is correct. Like, their hand's stacked. Yeah, definitely regretting not keeping that Assassin's Trophy. I'll have to remember that. Are they finally escaping Flage? I think they are. Alright, I'm going to die next turn, so this is my last draw step. Not like it matters anyway. Just going to go ahead and F6. Dang it, I could have cast that Thoughtseize, and I didn't do it. Oh, that feels bad. They probably would have countered it anyway, so it's fine. And I'm dead. All right. So what I learned from this is that I want those Assassin's trophies. Let's go ahead and move on to game 2. Okay, so what is bad in this matchup? Ways they have to interact with what I'm doing is everything. But creatures that they can attack with include Snapcaster Mage and Flage. And Tamiyo doesn't actually deal damage. So right off the bat, Underworld Cookbook is out. I might even side out a single Pithing Needle, even though it is very good against Tamiyo. I think I would rather just bring in removal. Mox Opal's stocks are going down. I think I'm going to side out one of those. And I honestly would probably side out an Ensnaring Bridge as well. I think I'm going to bring in my Extirpates. Who am I kidding? I shouldn't be siding out Ensnaring Bridge. Should I? I don't think I should side out Ensnaring. I don't know. Do I need all of these Assassin's trophies? Would I rather just have more discard? I don't know. I could side out some number of Mishra's Baubles and bring in more discard, but at that point, I'm just not convinced. I don't know. I think I'm going to submit it as is. I will be on the play. Wow. Oh, this is how it goes, huh? Got 5 lands, really 6 lands, and a Stirrings into 0 lands. Not even a Mox Opal to make me feel better. It's got 4 discard spells in it. If this had a land in it, I would probably keep it. Oh my god, not like this. Not like this. Oh, jeez. That is a Mox Opal. That is a really bad Mox Opal. Okay, so... like that. That hurt. I cannot understate how painful that was. I would like to pay the 2 life. I will cast a Codex Shredder. That's one of the downsides of playing Mox Opal in your deck. The explosiveness is nice, but it's not a land. It is a Tamiyo. Maybe I should have thought seized, huh? Kind of forgot that they had that as an option. I will go ahead and thought seize now, I think. Counterspell, Flame of Anor, Snapcaster Mage, Tune the Narrative. What I really want is another land. So their hand doesn't really do much right now. Do I just take the Counterspell Flame of Anor? I think I'll take the Snapcaster Mage, actually. Because this is the only card in their hand that I can't hit with Duress later. Yeah, I'll take the Snapcaster Mage. Okay, I'm going to play out this Urza Saga. I'm not going to forget to do that. They are actually going to get in with this Tamiyo here. And if I draw a land off of the top, then I'm going to be in much better shape, I think. That's a Tune the Narrative. That's fair. Planes I knew about. Land off the top. Pyxis. Okay. So that means that next turn, I can use Urza Saga to grab a Lantern of Insight, and they only get 1 blind draw, I think? Maybe 2 blind draws? Force of Negation, pitching Counterspell, huh? Alright. Well, that's a card that they drew. And I'm hellbent. And my opponent has a Tamiyo that's just going to create a ton of value. Oh, what is this? Stony Silence? Are you kidding me? I'm glad I brought in those Abrupt Decays, not Abrupt Decays, the Assassin's Trophies. And they're just going to hold open Flame of Anor, and they're going to generate so much value. It's not even funny. Well, it's nice to know that a discard spell, that a land here wouldn't have actually helped me, because that Flame of Anor is just going to cause so much trouble. So the reason I played Shredder on 1 is because I made a wrong choice. That is the entirety of it. It was just incorrect to play Codex Shredder on turn 1. I should have disrupted instead, and this is what happens when you don't. Do I even grab Lantern here? Yeah, I'm gonna grab Lantern. This game's over anyway. Does it really matter if I grab Lantern? I'm gonna grab Lantern. They have a Flame of Anor in hand. Oh my god. All right. Well, good thing is this actually shuts off their clue tokens. So now all I need to do is draw into 2 more Urza Sagas. That's not impossible to do. So they're going to cast Flame of Anor here. They're going to blow something of mine up. They're going to draw 2 cards. They're going to draw Faithless Looting and a Plains. I feel like I shouldn't have been able to see that. No, they draw 2 cards before the artifact is destroyed. Okay, that's fine. I have a Pithing Needle on top of my deck. Plains is down. Gonna put this on Tamiyo. Ooh, just struggling to type here. All right, and there's nothing I can really do here. I think we're just going to sit here and die. I do want to learn more about this deck, though. Yeah, Prismatic Ending is reasonable. They must have just top decked that. Stony Silence again is down. And yeah, this is just what happens when you mulligan to 4 and then just make the objectively wrong play on turn 1. The Lantern of Insight. Yo, let's go. I can see what they're drawing. All right, so this is going to suck. So their hand is going to include everything in this revealed section here. Oh my god. Yeah, there's a Flage. Okay, do we need to play this out? I don't think we need to play this out. I'm just going to go ahead and wrap up here. Usually I don't like conceding like this, but this is just very obviously just a waste of time. So yeah, talk about Mox Opal with this one. So Mox Opal was the reason that I mulliganed my mull to 5. If that had been a land, then I might have kept it. Just keep that in mind as we go through and find areas where Mox Opal was actually useful. It's not a land. It is not a land. It helps you after you have your lands, but it in itself is not a land. So some folks in the community are playing with a mana base that's like 22 lands and 1 Mox Opal, for example. And hands like that are exactly why. So let's just remember that as we continue to go through the league. I will go ahead and pull up round 3. Okay, we've started round 3 versus Nico. I will be on the play against you. Oh, these hands. These are so hard to evaluate. This is just so heavy on the disruption. I think I'm going to keep it because it has Shredder Bauble in it. If it didn't have that, then I probably would mulligan. But at least Shredder Bauble can find me something decent at some point. And all of this discard will eventually buy me time to find my second land. I will pay 2 life here, and I will Inquisition my opponent. Ugh. Alright, just never mind. Just never mind, okay? Just never mind. Just never mind. Okay, well, this is a complete wash. Talisman is down. I'm going to play out this Mishra's Bauble. My opponent is, in fact, just going to play out the Vexing Bauble, so this Profane Tutor is just going to be just dead. Power Plant is down. Vexing Bauble is down. Oh my god. Okay. I think I'm just going to play out the Codex Shredder here. Main deck Vexing Bauble is just terrible. That is an Eldrazi Temple. They did not reveal that before. I would love a Lantern of Insight. I would love an Urza Saga. I will take an Ancient Stirrings. Oh my god. Okay, sure. I get it. I'm gonna take the Urza Saga, and I'm just gonna hope that I eventually find something decent. But this Karn the Great Curator is going to come down. Oh, they drew with the Vexing Bauble. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay. Urza's mine. I'm not gonna mill them. That is not a land. I'm going to cast these Mishra's Baubles. Actually, I think I might suspend Profane Tutor here. So they just need 1 more land, and there it is. And Big Daddy Karn's gonna come down. I'm going to check the top of my deck here. That is a Mox Opal. Would have loved this Mox Opal last turn. But as of right now, I don't think I want it. Thoughtseize. Well, that would have been nice to draw last turn. So they're going to fetch up something terrible, and I'm going to get murdered. I think I'm just going to grab Pithing Needle for Karn right here. If they have a green source in their sideboard, then that means they could kick Sowing Mycospawn. That would be pretty bad. Karn the Great Creator is down. Liquid Metal Coating. At least I can Inquisition that. I'm gonna put this on there first. All right. Oh my goodness, what a wild, just everything. This league has been a bit odd. Inquisition, Thoughtseize, Swamp, and Ensnaring Bridge. Oh my god. I am going to get a Pithing Needle for Karn the Great Creator. I'm going to play out a Swamp. I'm going to Inquisition my opponent. I'm going to take that Liquid Metal Coating. Okay. So, taking Liquid Metal Coating here. And then I'm going to Thoughtseize them, and I'm going to take one of their Sowing Mycospawns. Okay. And now we are just in an Urza Saga waiting room. They played the power plant that I knew about. Oh, Profane Tutor's on Suspend. That is an Urza Saga, actually. And I think I actually will specifically grab Urza Saga and just hope that they don't have a means of making green. I'm just gonna burn these freaking Inquisitions. It doesn't matter. Oh my god. All right, sure. All right, so this game comes down to, do they find a green source this turn? Is the top of their deck a green source? That is a Vexing Bauble. Could still be a green source. If they have exactly... actually, at this point, what would it take? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it would take for them to be able to cast Sowing Mycospawn here. They're playing the Ugin's Labyrinth. Did they find something? A Devourer of Destiny? Yeah, I don't care about that. All right, so double Sowing Mycospawn in hand. We are clawing our way from the brink of death. Yeah, whatever. They can cast that Devourer of Destiny this turn. That is an Expedition map. So that means that they can pop the Expedition map. What are they going to get with it, though? They could get a Boseiju that they can't activate. They could play it as a land. That would be kind of silly. They just grabbed a basic forest. I think that's probably correct. They cannot exile my Urza's Saga with this, though. They can grab a Blast Zone. They can grab an Urza's Tower. That's reasonable, I think. I am going to create... I'm going to fetch my Surveil Land first, actually. Surveil Land counter is at 3 for those keeping track. I do not want this. And yeah, I need to remember to do this. Yeah, honestly, Jovial, you were correct from the last game. Match 2, game 2, that was just the wrong play. That was just objectively the wrong play. I think I will do this, though. Do I even want to bother with attacking Karn? I think it might depend on what's on top of their deck. That is an Expedition map. I'm not going to play out my land, because if I find a Urza Saga off this Ancient Stirrings and I want to play that as my land instead, oh my god. Yes, we've had one Urza Saga, but have you considered second Urza Saga? I think I will just attack the Karn. Just force them to jump with Sowing Mycospawn here. Or not. Or yes. Okay, that's fine. We're still underneath Karn's lock here. That is Expedition map. Notably, they can grab a Boseiju now. There's just nothing I can do about that. All right, this Devourer of Destiny is going to come down, or they're just going to kick Sowing Mycospawn and hit my Urza Saga. That's fine. Yeah, they're definitely hitting Urza Saga here. You cast a spell, search your deck for a land, put it into play. They just grabbed another Tron land of some sort. Okay, so Sowing Mycospawn is down. Expedition map is down. They're gonna pop it. Just grabbing an Urza's Tower. Do they not have a Boseiju? Okay, and their hand is empty. Do they have outs to this? I wonder if they have outs to this. I'm gonna play this Blooming Marsh. What I could do is I could swing out with these constructs. I could force them to double block. The construct would die, the Sowing Mycospawn would die, but actually they can't attack with any creatures right now, because if they do, then I kill Karn and immediately have a lock. So that attack might not even be necessary. I'm really trying to think about this. Do I attack or do I not attack? I think I'm going to not attack. If they do attack, then they're going to just make it so that I can eat one of their creatures, and that's not going to be fantastic. Blooming Marsh. I'm just going to take that Warping Whale out of their hand. They are going to cast it, of course. And now I definitely don't want to attack. Kozilek's Command. I really don't want them having that, but I don't think I have a choice here. I can't imagine that they would have a Boseiju in their deck if they haven't grabbed it with the many, many different options they have for grabbing lands. They've just had so many options. But I don't think that I need to test that. Oh, I could have played out the Pithing Needle and made a 6/6. I don't think that that's correct, though. I'm just going to let them have the Kozilek's Command. This feels terrible. Now there's no way on Earth that I'm going to be killing this Karn with attacks. They can just literally make 20 blockers, 21 blockers. And they can stack their deck. Ooh, this is not good. Yeah. This is how you lose games. Warping Whale is on top of their deck here. Kozilek's Command is out of their hand, and let's just see what they do. I have no agency here, so I can just safely exit F6. I am marginally glad that I held this Pithing Needle, though, and I really think they should not have tapped that forest. Didn't show me what they got, so I'm assuming it might be a Warping Whale. I don't actually know, though. Let's go ahead and Thoughtseize them. Usually, yeah, Warping Whale. That's fine. Do I even want to cast this Ancient Stirrings? I think I'm just going to slam Ensnaring Bridge. You know what? I am going to cast the Ancient Stirrings, because if I hit an Urza Saga, then that's going to be decent. I'm going to grab Pyxis, actually, just in case, I guess. And Ensnaring Bridge is down. All right. Can my opponent win through this? Let's find out. Oh, I have an Assassin's Trophy on top of my deck. That's huge. Okay. And they're just going to go ham casting everything here. Ugin. I'm going to Needle that. In fact, I think I can F6. I'm going to F6. So they've got Mystic Forge in play. They are casting Ugin, Devourer of Destiny, second Kozilek's Command. They did scry 5 to the top when they cast a Kozilek's Command the last time. So these are all cards that they've topped so far. And they are going to power off another Kozilek's Command here. They're just, wow, they're going. They're doing stuff here. Yep. They are making a ton of stuff. They're going to scry something and draw a card. There's an All This Dust on top of their deck right now. Let's see if that is still what's on top of their deck in a minute. This is a pretty long game one, but if they don't actually have a way to win through what I'm presenting, then it's fine. They've got a second Kozilek's Command on top of their deck here. I'm really glad that I slow rolled this Pithing Needle. Let's go ahead and use that now. All right, play this out just to do it, I guess. And I don't actually need to use the Assassin's Trophy yet, so I'm not going to. They still haven't actually shown me a win. I'm going to duress them, force the issue on this Kozilek's Command that they've got in hand. Or maybe I won't force the issue and I'll just take one. Yeah, that's fair. Let me take a look at their graveyard. They've got one Kozilek's Command in hand right now. And they have the Karn the Great Creator on top of their deck. So in their graveyard, they do not have any Karns. And Karn is the card that I'm actually concerned with. What I could do is I could hold the Assassin's Trophy until I see a problem, and then I can use it as an instant speed, break their lock for a little bit, and then take the problem, and then just go back underneath this lock that they've got. I can also use spare discard spells to hit Karns that they accumulate in hand. Codex Shredder is going to help with this plan. Slow and steady is slow. All right, they're just going to accumulate Karns in hand. They still have not actually presented a win. We might have to just check their deck one card at a time. Omori Vault is actually going to be pretty useful here. Although I might not activate it because library sizes are going to be pretty relevant. I have 8 discard spells in total in my deck. I have used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. 7 of them. A lot of them. I've used a lot of them. I have used a lot of them. They don't have any 2/2s, so I can keep this Lantern in hand. All right. So forgive me if I stop keeping track of their hand here. Yeah, I'm going to stop keeping track of their hand. You know that they've got the 3 Karns in hand, and that's in the Kozilek's command, and that's actually all that really matters now. I can only get 1 card out of their hand, this is true, but I don't actually even need to get Karn out of their hand. Take a look at the library sizes. We are at 21 cards on my end and 20 cards on their end. If they cannot remove my Ensnaring Bridge, then this is just how the game's going to end. Is one of us is going to deck, and they're going to deck first. That's just going to take a long time, though. Second bridge is nice to have. I'll take second bridge. And yeah, at this rate, they're going to deck first. They have cast enough cards off of this Mystic Forge that that's just what's going to happen. I'm going to sandbag that Pithing Needle as well. Oh, that's fine. That actually makes my life easier. Good. I don't mind my Mox Opal getting countered. Sowing Mycospawn here is completely inconsequential. It's kind of incredible that this deck has been shut down by Ensnaring Bridge and 2 Pithing Needles. Like, I'm not actually doing anything. I'm not winning the game. I cast 5 mana worth of cards, and now I presumably, possibly, maybe, can't lose. Yeah, they just didn't find a land. They took my Fomori Vault. I just don't care. I think that the big deal here is that I saw what this game was about before my opponent did. I haven't been activating the Fomori Vault because it's just not relevant. If they had a way to kill me, they would have done it by now. They've seen their entire deck with Kozilek's commands and stuff like that. Yeah, exactly, Dan. They don't have Boseiju in their main deck. They should have Boseiju in their main deck. It's, like, free or something. And now they're falling behind on time as well. I think I am going to create a construct just to have an additional blocker in case they have Warping Whale stuff. And I'm going to fail to find off of this Urza Saga. So Urza Saga is not a May, but because you're searching for a card that has characteristics... Oops, I hit F6. I probably shouldn't have done that. Because you're searching for a card that has characteristics, you actually don't need to find a card that has those characteristics. If it said search your deck for a card and put it into play, maybe? Yeah, I have 4 construct tokens here. Just doesn't matter. This is called a fail to find. It's why you can fail to find off of things like an Assassin's Trophy. You can fail to find off of a Path to Exile, even though I think both those cards say May. But for example, off of a Fabricate. If you cast Fabricate, then you don't need to find a card. If you cast a Whir of Invention, you don't need to find the card. And that is because the library is a hidden zone. I do not need to show my opponent what's in there. I don't need to prove to my opponent that I have a card that I can fetch, because that would force me to reveal cards out of my library, which is a hidden zone. You need to have extreme patience when playing with this deck. Extreme patience helps out a lot. I thought I F6'd here. I'm going to remove my upkeep stops. 3 cards left in my opponent's deck here. Notably, both of our libraries will be empty at the end of this, assuming that play continues this way for the next couple of turns. It's just that my opponent is going to deck first. Wow, this is wild. I'm actually going to win this game. I'm going to F6 here. I'm going to intentionally not cast this Thoughtseize. Perhaps my opponent will slip up and think about attacking with these Sowing Mycospawns, and that'll eat a little bit more time off of their clock here. Nope, they didn't fall for it. But they're doing something else that's going to burn time off of their clock. I'm literally just going to cast this for funsies. Assassin's Trophy on your forest. Just burning more time off of the clock. Oh my god. Target player scries X, then draws a card. I lost because I was stupid. Oh my god. I lost because I was stupid. I had this in the bag, and then I did not Thoughtseize my opponent to take the, Oh, jeez. That's embarrassing. That's so embarrassing. This is not the sort of play that you come to this channel for. My god. Alright, well now we gotta win 2 games. I could have just had it. I could have just thought through a little bit. I could have Thoughtseized the Kozilek's command. It was their last one. Just not realizing that Kozilek's command has target player draw a card. That's insane. Jeez. They were sitting on that for 40 turns. Literally 40 turns. Oh well. Cope. Get better. Now what do I do? Nature's Claims? No. Assassin's Trophies? Yes. Extirpates? Yes. I want Duress and Thoughtseize in, and Inquisition of Kozilek's are bad. Those come out. Grafdigger's Cage comes out, and Underworld Cookbook comes out. All right. Let's do this again, except be better. I would like to be on the play. I will keep this hand that has lots of disruption. I'm not going to Thoughtseize my opponent on turn 1 because the only thing they can reasonably play is a Talisman or something. Right. I don't have my upkeep stops anymore. So I am going to play out my Swamp and Lantern. That is a Devourer of Destiny on top of their deck. I'm going to be able to see what they have. I can't believe I just allowed that to happen. That's ridiculous. They need an Urza's Mine, huh? They played it as their land for turn. They have a Vexing Bauble. That's fine. Karn the Great Creator, get out of the deck. Okay, so they have stuff that I don't actually really care about. Urza's Mine again. That is an Eldrazi Temple. They don't have a means of casting Karn this turn, but they can cast it next turn. So I'm going to grab an Underground Mortuary. I'm going to... Oh wait, no, I took Karn out of their hand. Am I going to keep this Thoughtseize? Yeah, I'm going to keep the Thoughtseize because I can take Devourer of Destiny, and that Urza Saga is a huge draw. They're going to Warping Whale. They're going to create an Eldrazi Scion. I'm going to take the Devourer of Destiny, and now they're going to have nothing. And I'm going to win the game with Urza Saga. Eldrazi Temple is out of their hand. Warping Whale on top of their deck. Okay, that is a forest that they played as a land for turn. I'm not going to risk it with this Ancient Stirrings. I'm just going to create my dude. Warping Whale only hits creatures that are sufficiently small, and mine is not sufficiently small. Talisman of Curiosity. They played their Urza's Mine. They're going to play their Talisman. Warping Whale is gone, and we are Gucci. Let's go ahead and get a lock established. I'm going to grab a Pyxis. I am not even going to think about it that hard. I'm just going to attack with everything. I don't want them having that Sowing Myco spawn, so I am going to Pyxis here. That's fine. Let's swing out. I am definitely winning this damage race. Urza's Tower is okay. They do have an instant speed draw that I need to worry about. Yeah, I'm just not even bothering with any of this stuff right now. They have one more draw step here, and it's game. Okay. All right, well, that was quick. If I had just paid more attention in the first game, instead of zoning out for 40 turns, I would have the match win right now. But now I've got to struggle through another game. I kind of like the sideboarding plan. I think I'm going to keep it, and I didn't even reveal a lot of it to my opponent. I just discarded them, and then they mulliganed to 6. Snap mulligan. I don't think this is good enough. I think I'm going to mulligan. This is much better. I don't have a third artifact, so I am going to bottom the Opal. Urza's Mine. They kept 6. That is a Lantern. What could they play on 2 that would really hurt me? I don't think much. I'm going to play out Lantern. Warping Whale is a bit annoying. The Stone Brain. Okay, are we going to do this the hard way then? Well, that's a Pithing Needle. That was easy. Coming at the cost of an Urza Saga, I'm still going to take the Pithing Needle. Well, this is why we Thoughtseize on turn 1. Alright, so they've got 3 cards in hand. They're about to draw up to 4. My opponent is running out of time, notably. They're going to Kozilek's Command for 1. Yeah, that's fine. So either they keep the Sowing Myco spawn or they don't. They did not keep it. They got an Expedition map instead. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, time to Thoughtseize. They have Expedition map, Warping Whale, Ugin the Spirit Dragon, and Karn the Great Creator, which is what I'm going to take here. I'm now going to start playing out my lock. Ugin the Spirit Dragon is a long ways away. They're going to activate this at the correct time. That's very good. Cityscape Leveler, huh? Yeah, that's fine. Oh my god, they have Tron. Alright. Well, this is starting to get out of hand again. That's an Ensnaring Bridge, which is good. They cannot both use Expedition Map to grab Tron and cast the Cityscape level of its turn. So I'm going to mill them. Talisman of Resilience. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, expedition map. They're gonna have Tron here. There's a talisman of resilience. That's fine. Okay. Eldrazi Temple is good. Pithing Needle is good. I'm going to hold open this Mycosynth Gardens, and I'm actually going to be able to wrap this up fairly quickly. They played out their Ugin the Spirit Dragon. So Eldrazi Temple is down too. Yeah, that's fine. Kind of wishing I had played the Pyxis, honestly. I am going to need another answer to this Ugin the Spirit Dragon. I'm going to take their Sowing Myco spawn. Yeah, that's good. Now this Cityscape Leveler can hit my Pithing Needle. And yep, they're going to hit the Pithing Needle. Yeah, that's fine. Got a Tat's Power Stone token here. Okay. And they're going to deal 3 to me. All right, Fomori Vault, save me. Fomori Vault saved me. Okay, very good. Oh, and I got a second Assassin's Trophy, huh? That's nice. All right, I actually don't need to do this now. I can do it on their draw step. And I'm not keeping track of stuff that doesn't matter anymore. Gonna F0 here. Gonna mill them. Don't want them having that Kozilek's command. That's fine. I'm going to play this out. They're going to Warping Whale here, I think. That's fine. Talisman of Curiosity. I need to get rid of these draw step stuff. Yeah. Okay. I'm just going to start getting mill rocks, and I'm going to start controlling what my opponent does here. All right. Let's go ahead and make a token copy of that. Go ahead and save targets here. Very good. Going to grab another Pyxis. Sorry, I'm just really focusing here. Really focusing. Okay. Mox Opal. Yeah, time is a bit rough. I'm just gonna go ahead and name whatever. It doesn't matter. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. Undo that. Really? How'd I save that target? Apparently not. Really? All right, sure. All right, Pyxis, get in there. Okay, this doesn't matter anymore. Really focusing here. Swing for 1, doesn't matter. Don't want them having that expedition map. It's fine. Okay, and we're gonna win. Just focus and don't screw this up. Wow. Oh my God. Okay, so for those of you who come to the Fatesteal MTG channel because you don't want to play Lantern, your logic, your thought process behind that, your desire to not burn what little life you have left on this earth, actually, you know, getting put in the hot seat and executing, and instead just watching some random nerd online sweat over a match for checks notes 45, 48, 47-ish minutes. You deserve to feel good about yourself. You deserve to, you know, come home to your loved ones at night and tell them, hey, you know what I didn't do today? I didn't play Lantern Control. And you deserve to feel some amount of self-respect, some amount of justification for that. Oh my goodness. Oh man, Lantern is pretty stressful. It's pretty damn stressful. The amount of games that are like this is fairly frequent. Now, given I did throw game 1 after like half an hour and literally threw it on turn 40. I didn't counter the Revel in Riches on turn 40, and this is what happened. My brain is shot. On to round 4. Okay, we have started round 4 on the draw versus Razor Ski. What do I think about this hand? It's got lands, it's got spells. Might be a bit slow. Got a Urza Saga in it. I think I will keep this though. This hand needs a Lantern of Insight and it needs a discard spell. Definitely needs both of those things. Oh, they binned a Thoughtseize. What do I think about that? I think that I am not going to do the same. And I really don't want to be caught with my pants down if I draw an Assassin's Trophy, so I think I will do this. Oh, Lord. Target creature with flying, target enchantment. Draw a card, create a food token. I think I'm just going to take their Thoughtseize from this and go on with my day. I don't think I need to be throwing out the Grafdigger's Cage quite yet. I think I can do better with my curve and just go Profane Tutor. Do I really want to give my opponent a good target for this Pop Hatch formation? I don't think so. I think I want to just masquerade as a black-green, like, Jundish deck right now. Maybe they'll cycle Pop Hatch formation here. They didn't cycle it. They kept it on top. Oh, they're Thoughtseizing me. Oh, maybe I should have played out the Grafdigger's Cage. Yeah, they took the Grafdigger's Cage. I'm not going to have a good way to get that back now. But fortunately, I know their hand. That's nice. That is a Lantern of Insight just off the top. And I don't need to give this Pop Hatch formation a target. Persist, Pop Hatch formation, Lightning Bolt, Forest. I'm not drawing this Inquisition of Kozilek because I'm going to be casting my Profane Tutor next turn. And I think I'm just going to grab another Pyxis here. Yeah, I'm just going to grab another Pyxis with the Profane Tutor. There are more ways than one to blank those persists in their hand. Wow, they just scooped. Okay, I mean, we take those. I'll gladly win a game 1 for once. Goodness. To be completely honest, that last round is still a lot. It's extremely important when playing with Lantern to be mindful of your emotional state, to be mindful of your body's physical needs. Honestly, in between rounds, it's good to just take off the headphones, go somewhere else, put the phone down, take a couple of minutes, and just breathe. Just meditate for just a little bit. And that's exactly what I did before starting this up. All right, well, we take these wins. Let's go ahead and start sideboarding. Now, my opponent is on likely Jund Creativity. This is what the extirpates are in here for. I might also want these Duresses and Thoughtseizes. That might be a good thing to have. What is bad? Pithing Needles are fairly bad. I think I might side one out. Underworld Cookbook is fairly bad as well. I think I want to keep in the Ensnaring Bridges. Assassin's Trophy can hit Resolve Archons. It can hit whatever other garbage that they decide to put in as a different monster than Archon. Inquisitions are still good, though. Like, they hit everything except for the creativity. No, they also hit the creativity. Okay, yeah, I'm keeping those. What am I going to take out? I don't think taking out Ensnaring Bridges is correct, as much as I might want to. This might be a case of me just overboarding, and I might not want to bring in Duress and Thoughtseize. In fact, I might just take out the two Duresses and leave myself with this. Possibly I could take out a Pithing Needle and bring in an Assassin's Trophy. I don't think I want to do that. I think I'm just going to do just a tiny little bit of sideboarding here, and I'm going to adjust for game 3 as necessary. This is a very good hand. I'm going to keep this hand against this opponent specifically, and I am going to Inquisition them on turn 1. They milled a Renin 6. Okay, we got one of those Pithing Needles that we were being a little bit iffy about. Would be very nice to have against a Renin 6, though. Hey, look at that! That's just incredible stuff right there. Now I can successfully Pithing Needle Renin 6. Indomitable Creativity, I think I will actually take this, because Grafdigger's Cage doesn't stop this. That just leaves Fable of the Mirror Breaker as the card in their hand that I'm most worried about. And I am just going to throw a Pithing Needle on that Renin 6. Cage does not stop Indomitable Creativity because Creativity exiles the card before putting it into play. So the card enters from exile. Bloodstained Mire is in, Renin 6 is down. And I think I am just going to play Pithing Needle here. Renin 6. And I think I might just drop this Grafdigger's Cage. So my opponent now has 2 cards in hand that I don't know about, and 3 that I do. They're just going to slam their Fable of the Mirror Breaker here. I think that's reasonable. If I can, I would want to double Stirrings this turn. That is a way to double Stirrings. Oh, but that's an Urza Saga. That's really good. Do I spend time getting this Urza Saga going? Yeah, I think I need the Urza Saga here. I think I'm just going to put that as priority above everything else right now. Next turn, I'm going to play out this Blooming Marsh, and I'm going to hold open Extirpate. Renin 6 and Arid Mesa are now gone. I didn't know about the Arid Mesa. So now I only know that they have a Bloodstained Mire in their hand, and they have 4 other cards that I need to worry about. If they just have Indomitable Creativity here, that's gonna suck. They might have it. That is a Passeju, huh? You know what? Yeah. I'm going to grab my Underground Mortuary here. That Mortuary counter is at, like, what, 4? I haven't been keeping track. Ooh, they returned Passeju to hand. That's pretty terrible. That's pretty terrible, actually. I don't like this. Okay, so now I can extirpate that Passeju, because I really just... Actually, I'm going to wait for them to plus Renin 6 on it. I think I might... Ancient Stirrings here. Yeah, I'll grab Pyxis. That's fine. And I will play Pyxis. And then next turn, I can start using Fomori Vault to spin into things. Yeah, no. Extirpate that. Notably, Renin 6's ultimate actually gets completely bodied. Oh my god, they had one in hand that they drew and they didn't use it. Renin 6's ultimate gets bodied by Grafdigger's Cage. I'm going to take that one. I'm going to take that one. I'm going to check their deck for more stuff. So, stuff that I actually need to worry about. I need to worry about Double Terastodon, Triple Creativity to find Double Terastodon, and then Brotherhood's End. They have 6 outs, but they have a ton of ways to find those outs. Renin 6. Do they have any other tech lands that I need to worry about? They don't have a lot of lands, period. Oh, they have a Meltdown randomly. I need to worry about that too. Okay. I am going to take a screenshot. And I'm going to just let it go. Fomori Vault, please dig me out of this. I don't have that many artifacts in play is the problem. Ancient Stirrings digs deeper. I really, really want a Lantern of Insight. It's an Urza Saga. I'm going to take it. And I'm going to play it as my land for turn. And then I'm going to spin this Blooming Marsh into a Mishra's Bauble. Oh, I can grab another Stirrings. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. That is a Lantern of Insight, but I am out of mana, so I cannot cast this. All right, my opponent gets 1 uncontrolled draw here. And they can slowly just filter all of the lands out of their deck using this Renin 6. That's going to be really annoying. 1 uncontrolled draw. And it's a Faithless Looting. Are you for cereal? Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. What did they discard? Renin 6 is out. Wooded Foothills, Renin 6 is out. Okay. So now they have Wooded Foothills in hand. They played it as a land. So they have Persist and 1 unknown. And I'm taking my beats. I'm going to Thoughtseize them first. Just make sure that their hand is clear, that they didn't like sandbag a Brotherhood's End or something like that. It's a Lightning Bolt, huh? That's fine. Okay, hand is empty. Lantern is coming down. There's another Lightning Bolt. If I just play this in Snaring Bridge, then I don't have to worry about that. All right, we're good. Grafdigger's Cage is down. That's going to stop the shenanigans that they've got in their graveyard. They just drew it. Yep, Renin 6 is going to become a problem, but I have a second Pithing Needle in my deck to deal with that. Alternatively, I could try digging for an answer. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Now I'm really thinking. I'm going to set a stop on my draw step here, and I'm going to use this Fomori Vault. And if I find an answer to this Renin 6, then I'm going to be in good shape. That's an Extirpate. I could Extirpate the Lightning Bolt out of their hand. Oh my god, how much do I really want to do that? Or I could just grab Pyxis, and I could find Pithing Needle with this Urza Saga. Let me just make sure that I have a Pithing Needle, make sure that I didn't side out more than 1. Nope, Pithing Needle's there. In Exile, I have a face-down card that was not a Pithing Needle because I just now activated that Pyxis. 1 Pithing Needle there. Yeah, I'm going to do this line. I'm going to take this Pyxis. I'm going to search my deck for an artifact with mana cost 0 or 1. It will be my remaining Pithing Needle, because I'm pretty sure I have the Underworld Cookbook. Yeah, that's in my sideboard. Okay, very good. Renin 6 is named. Now I have the lock with Double Rock. Okay, they have a Lightning Bolt in hand. Wow, this has been some tight gameplay. And Fomori Vault's going to dig me out of this. Fomori Vault is going to spin this Verdant Catacombs into something good, like a Codex Shredder. Brotherhood's End, do you want to keep that on top? They do want to keep that on top. I'm going to not allow that to happen. Persist is fine. And I think this game's wrapped. I don't want them having that Terrastodon. Yeah, wow, I'm in good shape, actually. Oh, and it's the Fomori Vault. All right. I'm convinced. All right. Mickey, if you're watching this, I'm convinced. Fomori Vault is good. Fomori Vault is a good Magic card. It's a good Magic card. I will play it in my deck, okay? I will play this in my deck. I will play this in my deck. Fomori Vault is... It's nice. It's very nice. Yeah, that was much easier than the previous match. That's... Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. I love playing Lantern. All right, on to the final round. All right, we have started round 5 versus Roly Poly. I will keep this hand that has lands and spells in it. It has a discard spell, it has an Ensnaring Bridge, it has a Pyxis and a way to find a Lantern, and it has 3-ish lands. This is a very good hand. I will keep this. My opponent has mulligan to 6, and they are tanking hard on their 6. They have kept their 6. Oh, Lord. All right. Okay, so basic Swamp, Thoughtseize. Probably should have laid on Blooming Marsh, but whatever. Oh, hey, it's a terrible hand. Yes, I'm going to gladly take your Flicker Wisp from this hand and pass turn. They can play out an Emperor of Bones here, and it looks like they are going to do that. You know, I was just thinking to myself before this started, why do my opponents always have Devil Overlord of the Balemark in their hand when I play against them and never double Fatal Push, huh? And yeah, I'll go ahead and grab a Lantern here. Okay, Windswept Heath, I can handle. They have one Unknown in hand, which is probably going to bite me in the butt later in the game. Or maybe it's just Fatal Push number 3. That would be lovely. They're going to get the Recruiter of the Guard. All right. And they're going to immediately activate it. Witch Enchanter, huh? Yep, that's fine. I could just keep my opponent off of all creatures. This has got a finality counter on it, right? Yeah. I am going to lay out my Ensnaring Bridge. Give my opponent a nice, juicy target for this Witch Enchanter. And then I think I'm going to play out my Pyxis, because I don't have anything else to do this turn anyway. They're going to fetch, and I'm going to cry, because they're going to have something amazing on top of their deck, and this Ensnaring Bridge is going to disappear. That Emperor of Bones, I can afford to let them keep. I just need their last card in hand to be a blank. Their last card in hand was a blank. That's fantastic. But they have put me in a bit of an interesting position. If they choose to just simply not cast their Witch Enchanter here... Oh, they chose to cast it. And on the Ensnaring Bridge, too. Alright. Yeah, that's fine. I'm thinking here. I want this Ensnaring Bridge. My opponent could, next turn, actually, let me just see what I draw, what is underneath this Ensnaring Bridge first, before I make any more decisions. Witch Enchanter is out of their hand. So they have Emperor of Bones, Fatal Push right now. I'm going to think about this for a minute. Next turn, they can do one of two things. They can either cast Flicker Wisp, or they can cast and activate Emperor of Bones. Regardless of what happens, I'm playing out this Underworld Cookbook, so I'm going to just get that out of the way now. this Inquisition of Kozilek is going to take whichever one of these two things they don't do. And I have Assassin's Trophy that I could use to shuffle if I needed to. Or I could activate Pyxis and take both Flicker Wisp and IOK, hope that there's nothing good on top of their deck. But I would have to hope that there's nothing good on top of their deck anyway. Oh boy, this is kind of difficult to think about. The choice is, do I cast Ensnaring Bridge or do I cast Assassin's Trophy? If I cast Ensnaring Bridge, then they would be able to choose between Hardcast Flicker Wisp just to blink it for a turn, or Hardcast Emperor of Bones. If they do neither, then my Inquisition next turn would take the Flicker Wisp, and I hold open Assassin's Trophy for the rest of the game if they ever play the Emperor of Bones. I don't like that play pattern. I think I'm going to cast the Ensnaring Bridge. Pretty sure that's just what I said I wouldn't do, but we're here now. This might be the wrong play. Yeah, they're just going to go ahead and do the Emperor of Bones now, and I don't care about this Aven Interrupter. I'm going to fall to 1. Wait, no, the Flicker Wisp gains haste. Ah, damn it. All right. I should have held open the Assassin's Trophy. I forgot that the Flicker Wisp has haste. All right, well, that's fine. Oh, jeez. Still learning, I suppose. Let's go ahead and begin sideboarding. That was annoying. Okay, so my sideboard plan for this matchup is taking out Assassin's Trophy, taking out Duress, taking out a Grafdigger's Cage. Emperor of Bones is the only thing that Grafdigger's Cage hits. I'm taking out double Pithing Needle, and I'm taking out an Underworld Cookbook. And in exchange, I'm bringing in my triple Torpor Orb, and I'm bringing in triple Meat Hook Massacre. I'm going to try this out and see how I feel about it. Yeah, I shouldn't have played the Ensnaring Bridge there. That was a mistake, I think. I will be on the play. I would love to see a Torpor Orb. I did not see one, but I did find a Meat Hook Massacre, so I think I'm going to keep this. It's also got a Pithing Needle, which is nice, I suppose. And I think this might be a turn 1 Surveil land hand. Yeah, I think I'm going to do turn 1 Surveil land. My opponent is doing the same. I would love to find a discard spell here. Ooh, Emperor of Bones down. Maybe that means they have another one in their hand. Ancient Stirrings, I don't think I want another one of those. All right, I take it back. I take it back. Jeez. Oh, I shouldn't have played my land because now I can't find Urza's Saga and hit it immediately. Oh, well. I was just thinking about getting additional consistency. Wow, my Stirrings missed. Okay, I take it back. I want that Stirrings. That almost never happens, by the way. Is this going to be an Overlord of the Baelmerk? Nope, it's a Stony Silence. Well, screw me then. Well, we're both going to be playing garbage magic for a little bit. And I sided out my Assassin's Trophies. That's not good. So this Stony Silence is just going to sit and play for the rest of the game. My only hope here is that my opponent doesn't have additional ways to actually handle a resolved Ensnaring Bridge. And that I find an Ensnaring Bridge. Jeez. That is a Felia. What are they going to do with this Felia? They're going to blink their Stony Silence. Oh, and that's going to make Felia bigger. Oh, that's annoying. All right, Ensnaring Bridge off the top. I just shuffled in 2 Ancient Stirrings. I'll also accept land. Ooh, that's a good draw. Ensnaring Bridge all the way. I am several cards behind my opponent, and that worries me. I have 44 cards in my deck. Oh, I should have... Dang it. I should have played out a Mox Opal. And they have a Cathar Commando anyway. Yeah, this game's not gonna... This is not gonna... It's not gonna matter. I could have thrown a Pithing Needle on Cathar Commando, I guess, but nah. All right, so this matchup is difficult. Maybe my opponent will tap out for some reason, and I'll be able to Meat Hook Massacre them. Come on, tap out for those 4 drops that your deck is known for. Play a Witch Enchanter. Honestly, it's a miracle that I have this Ensnaring Bridge at all. Oof. Yeah, I should have just played out that damn Mox Opal, man. They're just gonna hold open Cathar Commando? Nope, they're just gonna blow up the bridge. All right, that's fair. And I'm going to have a really, really hard time. That's an Urza's Saga. We take those. I think I'm going to embarrassingly cast this Urza's Saga. not this Urza Saga, embarrassingly cast this Mox Opal. And I'm going to Meat Hook Massacre for R2 small. This is embarrassing. At least I'm going to gain a spot of life off of this. My constructs are going to be big enough to trade with Felia in a little bit because of this Pithing Needle. So perhaps I can get lucky, but I really need another Ensnaring Bridge. That's an Emperor of Bones. Yeah, I need another Ensnaring Bridge. This isn't going to be good enough. Yeah, they're just going to give it haste here, and they're going to hit me for a ton of damage. Or not. Okay, that's fine. Ooh, nope, that's disgusting. Yeah. Okay, nah, this is not gonna pan out. Oh, man. I did make some mistakes, sure, but this is just brutal. Spike Orchid Phantom is going to come down, blow up my Urza Saga. I'm going to use its ability. I'm going to grab a Swamp. And now I just need to straight up top deck into Ensnaring Bridge again. And that's not going to happen. It's a Profane Tutor. Hey, this can grab Ensnaring Bridge in 2 turns. Oh, this deck is miserable to play against. Maybe siding out the Assassin's Trophies was a bad idea, huh? Meat Hook Massacre is not looking fantastic here. Their creatures just get too big. So perhaps the Meat Hook Massacre could just be 3 more Assassin's Trophies. Yeah, this is over. It's Jover. That's fine, though. Let's go ahead and talk about the deck. All right, so what did I think about the deck this time? First off, Torpor Orb was very good, except until it wasn't. Felia was able to just completely dunk on the Torpor Orb, and that's not particularly pretty. So I think maybe the Meat Hook Massacre is not where we want to be versus Black-White Blink. The Torpor Orbs are fantastic, except for hitting Felia, which they don't. So perhaps Torpor Orb is good, but maybe my bringing in the Meat Hook Massacres is not so good. So perhaps next time I will keep in my triple Assassin's Trophies and just have those instead of the Meat Hook Massacres. The rest of the deck felt pretty good. I think most of it was just pilot error at this point. Just, again, like, Lantern's very difficult to pilot, and even someone who has been playing this deck for 10 years still makes rookie mistakes. I think that my sideboarding decisions were not fantastic. I think that throwing that first game against the Eldrazi, the green Eldrazi deck that didn't have a Seiju in it for some reason, I think that sucked. I think that the main board is in pretty good shape. I like having the Assassin's Trophy as an out, just in case. I like having Mox Opals in the deck. I don't know about 3. Perhaps I am going to eventually come to consensus that 2 or even 1 Mox Opal is correct. I think I will continue trying Mox Opal, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that one game where I mulled a 5 because it had Mox Opal and no lands in it, that kind of felt bad. I don't know if the list itself needs work. I think my sideboard guide might need some work, though. I'm not convinced that I sideboarded correctly in round 5. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. If any of you in the watching the video or in the live stream want to take a pass at trying out Lantern, then this is probably the list that I would recommend. I don't really know about some of the sideboard options, namely the Meat Hook Massacre is still iffy, but Meat Hook Massacre has been in the sideboard longer than all of the other spots that would be in there, so I don't know. Maybe it's good. Maybe it's not. We'd have to find out. But yeah, I think this is my official recommendation. Fomori Vault has continued to just be silently very, very good. You just land it, and it just finds all of the things that you need. Mox Opal is very good at what it does. It's very good at giving me additional options when I need options. And it's not good at, well, being a land, which is the problem. But I mean, I still play 20 lands. Like, I'm still being more or less responsible with my land count. But just don't be surprised if next time you see that I have adjusted this down to 2 Mox Opals and up to 21 lands. I might do that. I might not do that. I don't know. Underground Mortuary continues to overperform. I don't know why people in the community do not play with Underground Mortuary. It is fantastic to have in your deck. It is not fantastic to have in your hand, and I think that might be the problem with Underground Mortuary, is that current data collection efforts only focus on your opening hand. And if a card is in your opening hand and you win the game with that hand, then your score for that card goes up. Underground Mortuary's value is not when it is in your opening hand, it is when it is in the rest of the 53 cards in your deck, and you can fetch it out at your leisure. Sometimes I fetched it on turn 1, sometimes on turn 5, but it was still good in those situations. So I really highly recommend Underground Mortuary. I think if that's going to be your takeaway from this league, is that my Surveil land count was at like friggin' 5 or something. It was relevant all of the time, and it helped me either dig for things that I needed, or I had the thing that I needed on top, in which case I was like, oh, I have that. Okay, I don't need it anymore. But yeah, go ahead and try out this list if you want to give Lantern a spin. If you do not want to burn your entire life savings on Mox Opals, you know, I wouldn't be too terribly upset with you if you decided within the confines of your own home, with your own consent and no one else's consent, took the 3 Mox Opals and cut them from the list and replaced them with maybe 2 lands and, I don't know, like an additional trophy or a Profane Tutor or perhaps something else. I'm not exactly sure what would go into the 23rd spot. I don't think that playing just straight up 23 lands is correct. I think that's a little bit too many. But maybe if you want to keep 1 opal in and play 22 lands, that might be a bit much. You might want to do 21 lands in an opal. I'm not sure. But I definitely don't think that you need all 3 in order for Lantern to function properly. I think the correct amount might be somewhere between 0 and 1, probably 1. But I'm still playing with 3 because I have them.